We have a mailbag question. A listener called in and asked, how to parent adult children at home. They're too comfortable. They're in their 20s and doesn't like it, but doesn't really want to kick them out, but thinks they should kick them out. Shit or get off the pot. You can't have both worlds. You can't enjoy your kids and then expect them not to be adults in your own home.
It's funny. I always say, you look at yourself as a parent. Like if somebody's talking to me and asking my advice, be like, hey, what was your experience? Right? So you want your kids to have the character you have, but for some reason they shouldn't have any of the challenging things that happen in your life happen to them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not, doesn't make sense.
No.
Right? So
it's like playgrounds for a while. They got rid of all the dangerous things and they realized it wasn't good for the kids.
Wasn't healthy. You got to have a few kids like mine that just take the spill and shatter both arms. Cast came off yesterday, by the way.
Oh, totally off now? Because she was replacing them every 2 weeks, right? Because they stank so much.
They stank and they were getting two because the arms kept getting smaller inside the cast. But yeah, my daughter had a shattered elbow and a shattered wrist. And so that was pretty exciting when we came back from Children's. But yeah, I mean, that, like, people were like, oh, you should. Yeah, people are just so negative about it. And I'm like, this is part of life. You're going to get hurt. And I always say, if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger. But no, the whole adult children thing, I would, there again, I have a pretty strong opinion on it. I was kicked out of the house or left or however you want to say it as in grade 12.
What was it?
In grade 12.
I want Gary's mom. Yeah.
You'd have to ask my mom.
She still listen every week?
No, I'd probably not. I probably gave up. Probably got sick of the abuse, right? No, she might listen. I haven't asked her.
How was your week for the rest? Good week? Like, we never talk except for on this podcast.
Yeah,
like,
this is our check-in.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the U.S.
I try to call you the rest of the week, but usually just get the voicemail.
I was in the U.S. today, hanging out with my American farmer friends that are getting crushed and are selling cows literally to pay their bills.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about my experience of being evicted from my house. I just think it was really healthy. It's really healthy. You know what? My parents said it really clearly. They said, hey, we have some expectations, and that's just how life is. There's going to be expectations, and we have this weird situation of like putting up with crap that we should never be putting up with, because if you turned it around and said, hey, would you want anyone else, to be treated this way, the way I'm being treated as a parent? Yeah. You'd say, no, I wouldn't want my kid to treat them that way. Well, don't let them treat you that way. Teach them. Your job as a parent is to teach your kids, right? And hurting, sometimes you can just be so kind that you're killing them with kindness, right?
Yeah.
There again, that's easy for me to say. I don't have young adult children, but
expect perfection, because then you could also like crush your kids that way, right? By just never good enough, nitpicking.
That's a separate issue. You can really pump your kids' tires and also say, listen, I love you so much that I'm going to push you out of the
house,
out of the nest here, and you are going to learn to fly.
Yeah, just like a bird does. Let them fall.
Yeah, let them fall. Hopefully they don't break their neck. But most kids won't, right? It is interesting, though. I look at, like, if we look at our family, because Marie and I have talked about this, because we have a lot of people in our lives that are in the spot, either on the young adult side or the parental side, and always kind of thinking ahead for us. There again, I say this cautiously as much as I'm being a big mouth, because I do
It is brutal out there, though. Like, you're going to be living in a small apartment for a while, because if you're
just don't need a lot of space.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, your ego does, but like that's it. Like most people are going to live in a pretty small apartment.
My first house was 1,000 square feet. It was awesome.
Where was I going with that? I look at our kids and some of the challenges they have, and like, hey, it's going to look a little. Maybe they are going to live at home. Maybe just protect them, and with their challenges in life, we're going to say, hey, we're willing to put. We're not going to have the expectation, but if you had a healthy, well-rounded adult in most areas of their life and they're doing really well, I can assure you they're going to do that much better when they have learned freedom, independence, and responsibility. And it's so funny how you can have a conversation of what it means to be like, hey, are you grateful for everything that your mom and dad do? But boy, do you appreciate it. Do I appreciate my parents more now as I take on more and as I change more diapers and as I vacuum for the umpteenth time when the crap spilled? And you think, man, my parents did that for us over and over without any thanks from me anyways. Probably got thanks from some of the other kids, but I was an ungrateful little. Yeah. So anyways, I just think.
I was thinking about this week. Malika's 8 now. So I was 8 when I told my parents I was abused, and 9 when I went to the psych ward. And I'm like seeing this little kid now, like I was wild.
Serious issues, man.
Like there was more holes in the walls of my bedroom than there was like drywall left. Like I would light fires in my room, I'd pull doors off, run on the roof. I would chase. I don't even want to say some of the stuff. It was that
hurting unit.
It was not good. I'm like, man, I could not imagine as a parent having to.
I always tell parents, like I've been in the hospital before in emergency, and I've been at outside of courtrooms and stuff, and as a young, for all kinds of reasons, and I'll see a parent with a kid or see them struggling with a kid, and I will share my story, right?
Yeah, me too.
To be like, I was in a jail cell, I was a hurting unit. You know what? You can have, if you pray for your kid, you can have hope. There's an amazing things that can happen. I mean, it's still pretty mixed up, but I mean, definitely a lot more well-rounded and grounded than I used to be. So
that's right. Yeah, I was gracious. I was out on a call with a guy earlier today, and I was just telling him, like, I felt like such a piece of shit. And then I was like, then I was also thinking, I was like, well, you know what? There has been progress. Like, you can grow. You can get to a better spot. Hard to stop believing those things from you were a kid, though.
I think we're going to wrap her up, Kyle. I could add more things to the list, but how long have we been going? Do you have a bunch more, or do you want to go over the book chapter? It is a good book chapter.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. How's Freedom Session going? I know I read it.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.